What happened? What happened?
All right, guys. So last night I'm sleeping, and you know, all of a sudden I hear. No, I thought it was Maverick. I'm like, Maverick, what are you doing? And then all of a sudden, I see this coming, like falling out of the corner of my eye.
You caught it, huh?
Yeah, laid to the side and went right back to bed. Yeah.
It started ripping off the wall, huh?
So there's no studs there, so we did some Steve ingenuity, as I would call it.
Apparently when dogs want to show their owner's affection, they try and get closer to their face and climb their shoulders. So we also need to get this bad boy cleaned, because look at that. That's never, I mean, look at this. Here, real quick. Quick game.
Okay.
I gotta block him.
I mean,
isn't there like a strategy where you can win every time if you go first? Kind of feels weird to have the vlog camera back out. When I pulled this thing back out, it had been 4 months, and I felt like I forgot how to vlog for a second, guys. Kind of a reveal that I can't lie, I told Jackson I was probably never going to show you guys. I didn't want it to come across in a way that I don't mean it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because here's what I'm gonna say, like pretty much for my entire life, there's been one car that I've always wanted since I saw Iron Man. And I think everybody knows what car I'm talking about based off the thumbnail and whatnot. But I wanted this car for the longest time, and I think every kid probably like looked at that car and Iron Man's like, dang, when he pulled up in that, what was it, silver-ish color, he stepped out of that car, like it just...
Well, some people might have seen yours already.
Yeah, because I did post it on TikTok, so I'm assuming like a lot of people have already seen it, but there's a lot of reasons why I bought this car. One, this is the last year that they made it, and if there was ever a time to buy that specific car, it would be this year, because you're never going to be able to get a brand new one ever again. In 5 years, when these cars are no longer around, people might want to go back and buy this legendary car that's been such a, I don't know, staple in the supercar industry, if you will. Ooh. For example, I looked at 2 versions. I'll explain why I bought the version that I got once I show you the car. But I got in the car and I drove it for the first time, and I was just like, man, this is bad. This is a bad situation. I assume this will be the last car that I get for a very, very long time. All in all, I'm super happy with it, and I'm pumped that I got it. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who made it possible, because without you guys watching the videos, supporting Good, supporting GM Golf, the vlog channel even, stuff like this would not be possible. And that's what I want to always like keep account of in my head, is you guys are the only reasons that I'm able to do this, and I really am thankful for that. So yeah, thank you all again. But I've always like kind of looked at this car as like, okay, that's a badass car. It's got the same engine as a Huracan, but it doesn't really like, my biggest thing is like it's a personal reason. Like I got in that car, I love the way it drove, and I love the way it felt, and I love the way it looked for me. That was kind of it. Well, guys, it's a little sunny out here. Lighting is not the best for this right now. Also, apologies for the road in the background. You guys know that's true. This is definitely how Jackson was. And they'd be out by the campfire, right? They'd be like, all right, let's get a squad pic. Jackson would be back in Kentucky, he'd be like... That's definitely how we used to take photos. 100%. No, bro. All right, right now, obviously, I got the top down. I have it in the convertible mode right now, AKA top down, blah, 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 whatever. For those of you that don't know, this is a brand new R8. Yeah, this is the last year that they made this thing. It's matte black right now.
It didn't come like that though.
It did not come like that. It was actually all white when I got it. This is what it looked like when I got it. I thought it kind of looked tacky. I like darker colors on cars. I don't know what it is. I think a lot of things look better in black. It's V10. For those of you that don't know, it's V10. It probably goes, I don't know. I've had some times where I'm like, ooh, that went really fast, 0 to 60. You guys can look it up online. I think it's like 3.54, something like that, 0 to 60. Red leather interior. We'll get to that a little bit later on. This is kind of like the back side of the vehicle here. As you can tell, it's sleek. I don't really know what else to say. I was actually shocked, but they were able to have the gas cap be black as well, which for most matte black cars, that's not a very common thing. Oftentimes you'll see it still be like whatever that colorway is. Shout out to Audi for wrapping this car so well though. They took the car in and they were like, you know, this is probably gonna be like 4 days, 5 days, you'll get it back. 2.5 weeks later, I got the car back, or 3 weeks later. And the main reason why is I found out later on, this is the first time they had ever wrapped, or at least this location had ever wrapped a Spider 2023 R8. They were more used to doing the hard tops, and they're like, yeah, we've never done a soft top like this. This was quite the job. I ended up getting the rims painted black. They came at like a silver color as well. The brake calipers are red. I thought about changing that to black, but to be honest, I like the way that the red matches the interior red, so I kept that. Here you guys have like an overview, full look at the car, 360 view, hit it from the back, hit it from the front, kind of show you guys everything that we're working with. Nothing crazy about it, not too much to explain. Getting in the car, a little interior tour for you guys. First off, let's kind of hear this thing start, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice little purr. I'm gonna give you guys a little interior tour real quick. How's everyone doing today, by the way? Hopefully you guys are having a great day. That's how you start the car. Drive select, that's how you put it in sport. I normally only drive it in sport. This right here is to change the way that the engine sounds. So if I press it, it's gonna say engine sound sport. Now it's on standard, now it's on sport. You guys probably can't hear it on the video, but you can actively hear the change in the engine. Yeah, you got your control panel here, you got a charger. I wish they had a USB-C port, but they don't. They just have 2 USB ports, an aux, obviously. I'm always on Bluetooth no matter what, so it doesn't really matter. In order to launch control this thing, you just have to take the traction control off. You put it in sport, you press on the brake and the gas at the same time, it initiates that launch control and you just go. It's kind of cool, you burn out a little bit and then once it catches, it's like a cool launch control. For example, the launch control in that BMW over there is kind of right off the bat, it just hits a jerk. This one's interesting in the sense of the first 20 miles an hour, it takes a second and then once it hits and it just goes. So that's a lot of fun. I actually don't really launch the car at all. I did it a couple times in the beginning just to feel it, but I want to take care of this thing, kind of keep care of the tires. Probably do it a couple more times, but nothing crazy. This is more of like a joyride car. All that stuff, control, cup holder here. The sound system in this thing is pretty crazy. I didn't really expect it to be that good. Some sports cars look really cool, go really fast, but don't sound super well. This one you can be blasting music on the highway with the top down and still hear everything perfectly.
That's my thing, where like even with it down, it's
still
bumping.
nice, huh?
It's bumping.
I bet you guys are wondering, where do I keep my golf clubs? I don't, so that's about all the trunk space we got. It's basically enough to carry a small suitcase and some groceries. That's why the XM is the daily driver. That's what I take to the golf course. My camera died while I was doing the video of the car. You guys already know, obviously, last year that they're making the R8. That's a big reason why I bought it. There was 2 R8s in there. There was the white one that I ended up getting, that's obviously now wrapped, which is a soft top. And then there was the GT R8, which is like one of 299. One thing with the Spider is I noticed it drove smoother, but also was still really fast. It felt like it kind of drove more comfortable, but also still had that speed. I drove the GT and it honestly was one of those cars that was like pretty much just a race car. Like the GT was crazy, don't get me wrong. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. There's a little tour of my car. We'll see you guys in the next episode of the GCV series.